Hi. I've been looking forward to an event like this for years. Paula and Thomas spent so much time developing this methodology and this program. They have spent the last 7 years being patient, being vigilant, fine-tuning, changing, adapting, and out of their commitment to share their ability to develop a program like this that contributes to people's wellness, they've actually created a miracle. I'm a professional chef. I've been a chef for 50 some years. I'm at the point where if you were a woman chef and you're still on your feet, they start giving you lifetime achievement awards. I have 6 now. So, but professional culinary work is very physical. And I've been fighting arthritis and anti-inflammatory disease situations for almost 20 years that have affected my hands, my feet, and my ankles. And it was very difficult for me. I'm also an itinerant culinary educator. I write textbooks, custom curriculum for universities, and I teach all over the world. I've taught in 600 culinary schools thus far. At one point, I was in a wheelchair and being taken to the gate at the airplane, rolled onto the plane, and I would still be able to teach a 20-hour boot camp for professional chefs in a commercial kitchen, but from a wheelchair and a walker. Um, it reached a point, as Paula knows, Paula's interested in cooking. We live across the street from one another, which is such a gift, because it means that Paula loves to cook and has an unbridled curiosity about cuisine and international cuisines, and I would invite her over and say, "Come on, let's cook together," and I would show her, I would do something fairly simple, do a chiffonade basil, and Paula would scream, "Stop, do that again, show me that." It was such a joy to share things with Paula, and then at the end of the session, we would invite Tom and the folks from across the street over, and we would all eat. So I've been feeding the group for the last few years and enjoying every single moment of it. Paula and I would spend some time sitting in the backyard on Sundays, just visiting and talking. I actually started the personal chef industry 28 years ago as an alternative career path for professional culinary people who wanted to get out of commercial cooking situations and start businesses of their own, either cooking for private clients or to start a business of their own where they work for multiple clients. We've written the textbook. It took years to get it validated through the culinary industry. Then we got it validated as a legitimate alternative career path. Then we got the American Culinary Federation to ratify the certification criteria that we wrote, which meant that at that point I wrote the textbook, the definitive textbook for the culinary schools and the universities. They put me on a book tour where I was on the road 26 weeks a year for many, many, many years. That's very hard when you have arthritis and it's affecting your feet and your hands. When I met Paula, I showed her my hands and voiced my concern because some of my fingers were twice the size of the others, and they were rigid and red and hard and very painful. It was very difficult. I had to stop doing demonstration cooking and work with an assistant in whatever university I was working in. Paula and I would sit in the backyard. I did what my physicians suggested, and I used a biological because they felt that that would stop the progress of the disease and help there be less deformation of my hands. Within 2 years, I was diagnosed with lung cancer, and I lost my right lung. And 5 years later, I lost my right breast from cancer as well. So I'm thinking if I lose anything else here, I'm going to get bubble wrap so that I don't implode. But I said at that point, no more pharmaceuticals. I'm just going to do this another way. I'm going to go out and explore. I read everything I could get my hands on that had to do with anti-inflammatory disease and psoriatic arthritis specifically. I changed the way I ate. I did all kinds of things that I thought might help me get more stamina. I was having a little bit of difficulty with stamina. And also moods, because the pain is severe and that doesn't make you very happy. And I wasn't enjoying teaching as much as I used to. Paula and I talked about meditation, and I told her that every morning I would wake up and I would spend 10 or 15 minutes speaking to whoever is out there in the universe that listens to me on an intellectual or a spiritual level, but that it was personal and it was fairly casual. And she told me about what it is that she had been developing. We would sit in the backyard and talk specifics, and you would share the methodology with me. I just loved it. It was so focused and it made sense, and it was absolutely something that I was interested in. One day as we were doing this, we got so involved in it that we actually experienced a power exchange where the light and the power was actually circulating between the two of us. It was really moving, almost scary, but really thrilling. I told Paula at that point, how can I help you? How can I support you? What is it that you either need or want me to do so that I could help you do this? Continued to use the methodology. I was part of your initial self-efficacy group. It was 8 really wonderful people who knew that we were doing something new, who knew that we all brought different perceptions, different challenges, different things that we were looking for. It was an amazing experience because everybody was there to share openly their experience of it. And I was very honored to be part of it. Thank you, Paul and Tom, both of you. I've been using the light for several years now. My hands, my fingers are actually fingers. They're not great looking anymore. My toes that had been blue and red and rigid and upturned, and I was having terrible, terrible time walking, and they were very painful, are now toes again. So I went back to my primary when the toes turned red and blue, and he said, we're going to put you through a battery of tests. So I saw a neurologist and a hematologist and a cardiologist, and I saw everything but a hypnotist. I saw all the ists, and they never were able to figure out what the heck it was. I started using the light, and over the course of the, I don't know, 2-3 months, I got my feet back. I'm no longer unstable on my pins, and the feet don't hurt, and I'm thrilled to be able to say I'm 72 years old. I'm still on my feet. I'm still teaching. I love life. I have the enthusiasm and the vitality and the vibrancy that I had when I was in my 50s. And this is attributable to the program that Paula developed, that Thomas has helped her develop and perfect, or not perfect, but tweak and to I don't know, fine tune. There are no accidents in the world. You meet the people you're supposed to meet. I thank the universe for having Paula move in across the street because it's made a difference in so many people's lives. And there isn't anything that I wouldn't do for you. So thanks for letting me tell you. Check it out. Okay. Thanks, Paula.